everyone, it's been a long time since I've done a sit down video with you. I should probably address the elephant in the room and the fact that I have now got blonde hair and it's a lot shorter than it was. I'm going to do a life update video where I'll probably talk about it more. But yeah, I had blonde highlights put into my hair, so there you go. Now that's addressed. It's really puffy at the moment as well because I'm still learning how to look after it. It's changed a lot since it was long. Long hair, I didn't have to do anything with it. That's short. It's very irritating, so ignore the fact that my hair's puffy. I asked you guys to ask me some questions on Facebook and Instagram so that I could do a Q&A, and most people asked me questions about Nozfest. So this is going to be a Nozfest Q&A. I'm quickly going to say that for any exclusive content, make sure you're part of the Nozfest Facebook group, because I share a lot of exclusives and exciting announcements and things in there before anywhere else, and sometimes without sharing it anywhere else. So make sure you're part of that Nozfest group to stay updated with all the cool stuff that's happening. And now we can jump in with the video. Just gonna adjust you. That's better. Right. First question is from Nick Harrison, and the question is, favourite gig to have attended this year other than from Nozfest? I don't think I've attended my favourite gig yet. I don't think I have. I've seen Stone Broken and Inglorious. I'm going to say Suede at Guildhall. There is a link somewhere where you can watch the vlog of that. But I'm going to say Suede because they're one of my favourite bands. What made you pick the bands that you did for this year, and are you tempted to put some of the same bands on next year? From Robbie Robertson. Good question. Yes, there is going to be a band that's played Nozfest 2019 play on Nozfest 2020. I'm super excited about that and I'm really happy. So hopefully you guys will be happy as well. They went down a treat, so it makes sense to bring them back. What made you pick the bands that you did? I wanted to pick a mixture of my favourite bands and bands that people are also loving at the moment. So I basically just picked all the bands that I really love and knew that other people loved, and just kept my fingers crossed for the best, really. Marco I got basically because I'm friends with him, otherwise he wouldn't have been on the bill, but thank you Marco for playing. And the others are either like my best friends or bands that I've loved for years and years and years and years. So that's how I picked that lineup. It's basically winging it and just hoping for the best. What made you want to organise Nozfest? From Pinprick Pros on Instagram. What made me want to organise Nozfest? I'd seen a lot of festivals like Steel House, Ramblin' Man, things like that going on with like new wave of classic rock stages and a lot of bands from that kind of thing playing, and I love all of them. Like I was missing out on Mason Hill, Crows, Massive Wagons and all these bands, and I was like, these bands, there's no festival down this way that caters for that and has those style of bands. I mean, there's ones in Bournemouth and stuff, but there's nothing in Southampton. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and organise Nozfest. It's also always been a childhood dream, so it made sense really to, you know, go for it while I could. Charlotte Whittingham asked me, who would play your dream festival? The bands can be dead or alive. I think I might have Humble Pie actually, just because they're a bit different and I love Steve Marriott. Obviously there's Rolling Stones, Motley Crue, The Who, Paul Weller, just because they're my faves. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some artists. Queen, I'd have to have Queen play because of Freddie Mercury. Then I'll probably have like Mason Hill, Black Tree Vultures, Jackal, Stop Stop, Dead Daisies, just because that would be so cool. Was one day enough to fit everyone and all the bands in, and would you do a 2-dayer? From Paula Fennell. Yes, one day actually was enough to fit enough everyone and all the bands in. I think if it was any longer, like a one-day festival, it would have been a bit too much. But 9 bands was kind of like a perfect number and worked out really well, so I'm happy with that. I would like to do a 2-day festival, but I'm trying to build up where I am now. It depends on budgeting and timing and things like that. You can't just go straight in. Like, I wish I could, but I just don't have the funding and budget for it, hence it's why it's 1 day. If I did have it, I would probably do a 2-day festival, because that is where I'm trying to go, but just don't have the budget or funds. So, but maybe in the future there'll be a 2-day at Nozfest. Let's hope so. How do you decide which bands to feature, and what would your dream lineup be if you only had 6 slots? From Ian Allison. 6. Oh, Rolling Stones, Inglorious, maybe, Stonebroken, Mason Hill, Stop Stop. I've only got 1 slot left. And probably the Who, to be honest, because they've put on such a great show. How do I decide which bands to feature? I just do my research. Like, I get bands to apply, so bands send me their stuff, and I'm like, you know, bands that I book bands that I like, because you've got to be able to enjoy it yourself. And then I just keep an eye out on what bands people are loving at the moment, what people are suggesting constantly. I did a couple of polls and stuff to just make sure that I am doing the right thing, and then I often ask a lot of other promoters and be like, does this look okay? Is this alright? Does this look okay? And they'll give me advice as well. So yeah, I usually just do a bit of research. I ask you guys what you want to see, and then I think about what I also want to see, and just sort of put a mix in from there. Karen Woods has asked, with all the organisation that goes into a festival like Nozfest, and then all the expectations, were you able to relax on the day and enjoy the music and the great atmosphere? No. No, I don't. I did enjoy some of it. I got to see Stop Stop. I saw most of Wicked Jackals, which I wanted to see, because I haven't seen them play with Marty, so it was great to see them play together as a 4-piece. I had to see Stop Stop, obviously. I'm gutted I missed Bigfoot. I was outside chatting to Marco Mendoza, so I missed most of Bigfoot's set, and I'm so gutted because I can't get to see them before they're, before they're done, and I'm a bit sad about that, but I got to catch some of it and it was great. You're not really able to, I wasn't able to relax. I was too busy just running around here and there, chatting to people, making sure everything's running smoothly. So I didn't have that opportunity, but maybe in the future I will. But yeah, otherwise, maybe next year when I have a bit more volunteers. My volunteers this year went home after a couple of hours, so I was only left with 2 members of staff plus myself. So fun times. But hopefully next year will be a bit better, with staff or whatever and volunteers. So I'll be able to have a bit of chill time and enjoy it next year. Keith Joy asked me, apart from Nozfest 2020, what other events do you have planned? Good question. I'm probably going to have a look at this. I know I have 3 dates in Swansea in 2020, and I have 3 dates in Southampton next year as well. They're at the Hangar 18 bar and the Stage Door. The lineups aren't confirmed yet, but I am taking bookings, so they will be announced at least by the end of the year, I should imagine. So keep your eye out for those dates. And for the rest of this year, I have a gig on the 11th of October at the Stage Door in Southampton with the Outlaw Orchestra, These Wicked Rivers and Trouble County. And then I have another gig at the Joiners on the 10th of December in Southampton with the Black Tree Vultures in Trouble County, and a support slot. So if anybody wants to, jump on the bandwagon and support, hit me up. Joshua Chinnery asked, if you had all the money in the world, which 3 bands would you choose for a lineup? Stones, Motley Crue, because they put on a fantastic show. I wanna pick something a bit different, like maybe McFly, you know, just to like make it a little different. So that's if I had all the money in the world. Dave Godsell asked, what inspired you to organise Nozfest? I don't know. Like, watching bands play festivals that I wanted to attend. And I just always really wanted to put on a music festival. It's something I've always wanted to do, like, ever since I was a kid. Like, I used to sit around with my dad, like, he used to have his headphones or whatever, listening to music, and I'd literally set up my, like, buying Barbies, in like a festival sort of thing. So every time you change a CD or whatever, they'd be like listening to a different band, and sort of like I would literally like plan everything. There'd be like someone on a gate taking tickets, and they'll be in there at the bar and stuff. I was literally like planning a festival like at the age of like 4 or 5, like with my dolls. So I don't know, I've just always wanted to do something like this. It just seems really fun and really cool, and I think it suits me. I don't know, but that's what inspired me. If that answered the question, probably didn't, but I don't know, it's just always been something I've wanted to do. Tan Coombs, I think that's what your name is, like how you pronounce it, sorry if it's not, has asked, what inspires you to keep the music scene going, and what is the meaning behind the name of Nozfest? Nozfest came about because when I was born, my dad could see up my nose, because I have quite big nostrils, if you can tell, and called me Noz because he could see up my nose, and I wanted to keep it personal, so Nozfest. It's quite a good name as well, so thanks Dad for naming me that. What inspires you to keep the music scene going? I just love music, I love bands. My life pretty much revolves around bands and music. I don't know what I would do if I didn't do what I do. So it just makes sense really, and I don't think I ever meant to keep the music scene going, if that makes sense. Like I don't think I ever meant to be doing what I'm doing now. I've just always wanted to help bands, and I don't know, and I've just ended up sort of falling into this because I just put them first, and I want to make sure that they're achieving their best, and that I can stand behind them and be like, you guys rock, no matter how that is. So I think it's literally by pure accident really, but yeah, I just love bands and music so much. I don't know what else I would do with my life if I wasn't doing this, to be fair. Christo Laser has asked, what is Nozfest and how can bands apply for next year? Nozfest is a new wave of classic rock festival based in Southampton, England, at the 1865, and it's put on by moi. How can you apply? Basically go over to www.nozfest.org, send me like some tracks, an EP or something with some background information, maybe some photos so I know what you guys look like. If you're having difficulty getting hold of me over on the website, try emailing me on nozfest@yahoo.com. Equally, if that doesn't work, just hit me up on Facebook. I'm pretty easy to find, and keep nagging at me. Sometimes it does take me a little while to pick up messages and to actually listen and check you guys out, but I always do it in the end. So I'm just really busy doing like festivals, gigs and work, so if I don't answer, I'm not ignoring you, trust me, I'm just a little bit busy. So keep pestering, keep knocking on my door, and not literally, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Sarah Jones has asked, who's next year's headliners? Well, the headliners for Nozfest 2020 are to be announced on the 12th of October. Sorry, you're not getting it out of me, but make sure you're checking the Nozfest page at 1 PM on Saturday the 12th of October, because the full lineup announcement for Nozfest 2020 will be announced then. Exciting stuff. And the last question is from David Taylor. Apart from your own wonderful events, oh, thank you, which gigs/festivals have you attended this year? I have been to see Inglorious, Stonebroken, Those Them Crows, a hell of a lot of Chris Payne gigs. It's pretty much all I do. He probably gets fed up of seeing my face. I think that's really it, actually. I know I've got a lot more coming up this year. I'm going to see The Struts, The Wild Hearts, Collateral with Piston. Seeing somebody else. Oh, Skid Row. I'm seeing Skid Row. Buck Cherry with The Treatment. So I've got quite a few coming up. I've probably missed them out. I might be going to see Black Star Riders with Stonebroken as well. Yeah, so I've got a lot of gigs coming up. Oh, I've seen Suede as well. Yeah, but they're my main ones that I've been to. Festivals, I was meant to be at Hard Rock Helsleys, but I couldn't make it due to personal reasons. But yeah, I was also meant to be at Hard Rock Hell in November and Choir Boys, but again, due to personal reasons, I can't make those, which is really sad. But they were the festivals I would have attended. So I haven't actually attended any festivals this year apart from my own, which sucks. But maybe next year I'll get round to going to some more. I'd love to go to the Monster Fest. I think it's Monsters Fest. I'd love to go to that. That looks incredible. But yeah, sadly I couldn't. But yeah. And that is the end of my Q&A. I hope that I answered these questions alright. I know I waffle and I know my hair's been puffy. I can just keep seeing it in the corner of my eye. It's so irritating. But yeah, hopefully this has been a good Q&A. Feel free to leave me some more questions. I really do. This is quite fun, actually. I want to answer some more questions. So yeah, leave me some more. And I'll probably see you on the next video. I'll try and make it a life update. If it's not, it will be a vlog and it will be of a gig. And it will probably be Collateral and the Joiners. So, see you soon. Love you. Bye bye.